Because we've always been really straightforward, and I was obviously been thinking today.
Yeah.
I knew that we were going to catch up and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I just want to just lay it out. It is up to you, like, because it has to do with Derek. So, and if you tell him about it, I know he'll probably be angry because it's not like...
No, yeah, at this point in the game, I'm not really saying anything to anyone.
Okay. But it is up to you
Just
what you do with it. This
yeah.
is just kind of how I see things right now.
Okay.
When we were at the end of the veto,
Yeah.
I couldn't hear what you guys were saying, and I don't know if you told him to tell Will that deal, but it really seemed like he was making, like, calls for your HOH on his behalf, and like
yeah, I didn't say a word. I didn't say anything all game.
I didn't think you did, and
I went to Will after, and I was like, just so you know, like, I wasn't saying anything because I wasn't a part of whatever Derek was saying. He goes, oh no, like, that's fine. I was like,
they made
I
their
didn't
own
say a word
like,
at all.
Choice there. No, but I didn't think that you did, so that's one thing I didn't want to assume. I wanted to ask you.
Oh yeah.
And today, like, I have been trying to get to talk to you and trying, and it feels like he's really just been like not like letting
Derek?
yeah
Really?
and like, and I don't want to like go and name and it seem like I'm like slandering.
No, yeah.
But it's to the point where it feels like on purpose, which kind of makes me go like, I think that you're gonna do the move that's best for you.
Yeah.
And I know that we talked about this, and I know that you're honest when you say that that is the best move.
Yeah.
I really feel like me going this week is the best move for Derek and not for you, because I know that you guys want to get together as far as you can as a team and get there. But I think that you're like, this last reign of power ends 7 days before the finale.
Yeah,
if you want to cut him at final 3, which I know you do, we've talked candidly about
That's what I will do.
I think that now is a better time to do it. And I know it's scary, but the only thing that is in your way of that mental competition right now, if I'm gone, is Derek. But if I stay and I win that mental competition, I can give you my word that I would take you instead of anybody else in this house.
But the thing is like, how I see it is like, Derek is going to take me to final 3.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing to me that I think, and I don't know from conversations with him, this is all just for me watching and being a fan of the show and all this stuff.
Yeah.
The female showmance partner has never cut the male first. This is the chance to just be so legendary.
I think he wants to take me to final 3 to have that power to cut me at final 3
let him.
For the win.
Kaela, tomorrow's your fucking 26th
birthday. But it gets me to final 3.
You know do I, Kaela. And I know that you can't trust that 100%. I know that all those
The only thing is I see me, and then if all 3 of you are in here, I can't have all 3. Because right now it's me, Derek, and the 3.
I understand.
And then afterwards it's me and you 3, and that's not good odds.
I understand where you're coming from. I'm telling you that I pick you. They're going to pick each other. And I think that in that mental competition, I know, and we know that. Both of us know that. I think that in that mental competition, first of all, you have beaten me in a mental, and Derek's beaten me in a bunch of mentals. So it's not to say that you don't stand a chance at this veto, because you do. But if the 2 of us have the best chance of winning that competition, Derek will beat both of us, and he absolutely will. And I think that he wants you at final 3 for sure, but he will cut you at final 3. And because your power is now and not later, take the chance now. I think he's an incredible game player, Kaela. He is, and you 2 together have been a force, and the reason why I sit in this room right now. I don't not appreciate what's happened here, but I see a girl that I respect so much on a personal... Final 3 is the part that I think that you just might get played, Kaela. You might.
No,
he's so strong.
I want to beat him.
I know you do, but now you already have beat him, Kaela. You beat him in that veto, and you have the chance right now to get it done. It has never happened before.
I just can't see you 3 not working together if
I'm here
by myself. Because for me, in
now,
final 4, a 2-on-2 is way better than a 1-on-3.
I totally understand where you're coming from, but you don't play HOH next week.
I know, but I do play veto.
You do play veto, but right now he will win that veto, Kaela, and he will take you out at that point. He will do it because he's going to steamroll Paris and Will. He wants me out of the way. I swear to God, Kaela. I know, and it sucks because I love him. Like, I think that he's done such an incredible job, and so have you in this game. This is your opportunity. Don't postpone it any longer.
Like, I didn't want to put you on the block. It was a thing that you wanted to take Derek out that made me want to put you on the block.
Derek stops this from happening.
No, he does. Not later. It's just like...
Derek stops this from happening. I know I'm the target this week, but it's Derek's move, not yours. You know that we can do this, Kaela. And I can swear completely on whatever you want me to swear on that I want to do this like that, because they will always pick each other. And right now, Derek will pick Will. He will.
I know, but I would pick someone else too. That's the thing. I wouldn't pick Derek either.
I just don't want you to get to final 3. And I know that you have so much to tell that jury, because I believe you when you said that there's a lot to say. But the point of it is that you have that 2 or 3 minutes to say those things that I think that they will resonate. But what won't resonate is when we sit on a panel talking about how the 2 of you are still there, that you had this opportunity to do that. And when I go home on Thursday, which is if I stay on the block, I will go home on Thursday, I can stand there and be like, she had her chance and she didn't. Like, why? I was calling for her to do it
then.
I know. I
like,
understand.
The thing
where you're
is like,
from.
because what will solidify a win for me is cutting Derek.
And you can do it this week.
But if I do it now, I'm getting cut next.
I don't think
because
that's
if I
true.
don't win next week, I'm not going to final 3. You 3 are.
No, I'm not taking them to final 3, Kaela. I know what it looks like. But they're
it was
not
just
taking
yesterday
me, so
you were saying how loyal you are to them to the end of this game, no matter what. That's where your loyalty lies.
It was me not being
very
able
passionate
to say
about it yesterday.
I don't think
so
that's
it's hard to.
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I see where it's looking. I just don't want you to get played, and I really wanted to just lay it out, not make it a whole thing. But I think tomorrow is your chance to get it done. If you don't get it done, I know that you've got awesome stuff to say to them, but it's just if you're gonna get there to say it.
The thing is a lot of things Derek did in this game wasn't because Derek doesn't know this game.
Yeah.
He didn't really do
I understand.
much.
I understand. But Kaela, sit him in the jury and have him say. I can't, it's stressful to me how this can go for you right now. Yeah. And I get it, and I get that you guys have what's going, and I know that you can easily say this to Derek, but the point is I'm trying to show that
I'm not going to say it to Derek because it's not something Derek really needs to know.
Yeah.
It's just a thing where I know Derek will take me to final 3.
Okay.
Because I will take him.
I really don't think that he will, Kaela. I think that he'll win that veto, and I think he'll take his chance. He's not going to waste an opportunity, because with Paris and Will, he knows he can beat them. He knows he can. And if he doesn't have to make that choice in final 3, I really don't think he will. But I don't know him like you know him, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at what I see in this game, and that this has never, ever, ever been done before. And you are giving him the option next week, whereas right now he doesn't have an option. You earned the veto and HOH this week, the last full week of Big Brother. I don't understand why you're giving it the chance.
But the thing is, he doesn't have the option next week yet. Because you might think he might go out and win that veto, but I'm in a mindset saying I'm going to go out and win that veto.
I do understand, and that mindset has gotten you to good places before.
It got me 3 comps in a row.
I just don't... like you're still gambling with a maybe when you don't have to. A cut is a cut no matter how soon he gets to the prize.
But the thing is like this week, if you won, instead of cutting me and Derek, you could have, you know, if you went against your own alliance, that would get you some brownie points.
I never got against. I never got a chance. I didn't win.
But you wouldn't have anyway.
Yeah, I still can't say whether or not. I didn't tell you I wouldn't do it. I said I wasn't in a headspace.
But I did ask all 3 of you if you won HOH who was on the block, and you did say me and Derek.
Yeah.
So,
you did, but you've known this whole time that it hasn't been a target for me.
I knew I wasn't personally a target for you, and I knew Derek would go before me, which I think I've been kind of riding on this game a lot and making sure it looks that way because things that Derek have done, it's because I told him to do it.
I understand.
But a lot of people don't see it that way.
I know, I've seen it this way the whole time, trust me. Yes. But I appreciate it. Well, I mean, you know.
Because
I just think
a lot of people think Derek's lying about not being a fan or anything, but he actually has no idea what he's doing.
But you're doing such a good job with that. But the point is, it wasn't who told who, it's who did it. And right now, the obstacle in the way for you is not me. It's not me, Kaela. It isn't. I know it looks like it is.
The only thing that's in my way is to win that mental comp
and take out the biggest contender that is in the way.
But the thing is I want to win that.
I understand.
And if
Derek
I can't,
is going to win that competition.
But if he does win that, he will take me to final 3 to have that opportunity.
I just hope you're right. I really hope you're right. I do. I really think I see something. I know that you guys care about each other. I know you've worked really hard in this game. I think leaving it up to the maybe is really just not looking at the big picture, but that's how I see it, and you can see it differently. I totally get it. I think you have such an opportunity right now at this point.
Yeah.
In addition, something that we're kind of missing too is watching how quickly, like, Will and Derek's relationship has always been really strong, and I see all those things. Do you think that Will or Derek would take you instead of Will to final 3?
Depending if he wins HOH, then I would be taking who I want to final 3. because he would not put me on that block.
Hold on, I'm confused.
Like, if Derek wins HOH, he's already in Final 3, right? And then say Derek wins the veto, it's going to be whoever the two are left on the block, and I'm not going to be on that block. So it's my decision in the end, it's not Derek's.
I understand what you're saying.
Because it's whoever's off the block, not who's HOH. But if someone random wins HOH, and it's me and Derek fighting for the veto, and he wins, he will make sure I get there, and whoever won HOH is just there.
I see what you're saying.
But whoever's that third with Derek and I in Final 3 is guaranteed Final 2.
I hope you're right. I don't want to look at you in the story and say I told you so. I really see it differently, Kaela. I think that you have such an opportunity to just be such a legend in this game right now, and I don't think you're taking it. I'm so sorry. It hurts.
No, it's okay, because I can't see the 1 and 3. I just know you three won't go against each other. I know you and Paris 100% won't go against each other.
Really, I wish that I had something else to tell you.
I just know you won't.
Okay.
Because I know she wouldn't go against you, and I just know your loyalty is so strong against. You know what? I think she would too.
Yeah, she would.
But I don't think you would.
I don't think that that's correct. I don't think that that's correct. You know why I came here. You know why I would have shaved my head yesterday. You know all of those things. It's not for anybody else except for myself. And my best chance right now is not either of them. It's you.
With Will in the Final 2.
I think that I would probably win, but again, I think I would just be able to articulate better how I carried myself, but he still had a big part in all of those decisions when it came to like all those other alliances, all those other side things. Basically same thing as Paris, so they could decide that they've known him longer in the game. Yeah.
If Paris and Will were sitting beside each other, who do you think would win?
Paris.
Yeah. I know Paris would win this game.
Yeah.
I know. But there's other things. It's almost like I can't even explain them right now. It's almost because we're still like in the game, and there's still other people, and I know you're close, and I don't want to like give my game to you, and then it kind of be told to other people.
No, I
but
understand.
there's just things that I'm like seeing a certain way, but again, that could be me with my blinders on. Again, I will never really understand until the game's over.
I do understand that.
I know Derek will cut me.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's next week.
I do. I so strongly disagree. And I don't want to be condescending, because I know that you're a smart girl. You are the girl that we have all these backstories to tell each other. I understand. And there have been moments probably where you've been like, shit, I wish I would have realized sooner. This is one of those situations. I swear. He's not going to do it. He's
one of the main reasons why I don't believe you three will go against each other is only because when I was sitting on that block and you guys were the 3 votes, I only needed 2, and 2 people wouldn't vote a certain way if the third wasn't on board. And it was very much 3 or nothing for the votes.
Okay. So you think that I influenced their vote then? When I said we're voting out?
No. I just know that, like, when they both were, like, super on Allie's side, you were like, I really want you to stay, but I got to do what they're doing. It was very much like, I know no matter what, whether you want something a certain way or not, you're not going to go against them.
Well,
it's because it's been reinforced over and over and over and over. And there's never been a time where you haven't proven that you would go against them. So it's almost something that I can't really believe, because I've asked you to do it before and you just couldn't do it. So that type of connection, I just think it's too dangerous as a 3 right now when there's only 4 people next week.
I still think that Final 5 no deals applies to more than just me and you. I think Final 5 is we need to figure out our best way to get to that Final 3, each and every one of us now.
It might have been believable if I asked all 3 of you and me and Derek weren't the options for your nominees no matter what.
Yes.
That could have been like, okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because me, like, being like a fan of the show, going against someone that you're actually working with this whole entire game gains respect.
Yes.
Because you can't bring someone with you that has a very similar game.
Yep.
Because you have to make it your shine over someone else's.
Exactly right.
So, like, if you guys were to bring each other to the Final 2,
it's ridiculous.
And I was in the jury, whoever brought the other to the Final 2, I would not vote for.
No, exactly right.
So I'm not going to bring Derek to the Final 2.
But you won't even have to worry about it if he's already gone this week. I know what you're saying. He won't take you, Kaela. He won't do it.
I know he won't take me to Final 2.
Yes.
But I know he'll put me in Final 3.
You're going to be the 4th person out. I'm so sorry. I just see it so differently. I think you're getting played, Kaela. I'm so sorry. I know that we differ, and I know that, like, it comes across as...
But what makes you think that I'm getting played?
Because he won't even let us talk to you today. Like, it's really... And I think that whenever you guys are together. It's like so amicable, and you guys are best friends, and you can tell. But I just feel like when you have power, he feels like it's his power.
But how does it come off that you weren't able to talk to me today?
Just like even when I was listening to music, when he stayed in the room for a long time to make sure that we weren't going to have a conversation all day. He's been with you. I know you're spending the days together, but Paris, I don't know if she's had a chance to talk to you today. I haven't really paid attention to what anyone else is doing except for trying to get a chance to talk to you.
Okay.
Like, you know, like just in general, and I know that his biggest obstacle in that mental competition, he feels is me, so that's why he wants me out of the way. I think that he's performed so well this game, he's done so well, and you guys have held up, but there is an expiry date, and I think that you putting the chance on the maybe doesn't make sense. It really doesn't.
It's just I don't think... I think your guys' connection with each other is way stronger than your individual connection with me.
Okay.
So it's just the trust is not as big as the trust you have with each other.
Yeah.
Which is a bigger chance than the trust between Derek and I.
Yeah.
For next week.
You're still taking a chance on trust. It just seems so like...
It's only because I just know you, Paris, and Will...
It's
the same thing. It's almost like if you were in my position and I was telling you to do this and you're like, no, they won't go against me because it just doesn't make sense at this moment. Yeah, in the final 3, but not right now. It's almost like the same thing.
Oh, Kaela, this is so frustrating. I know exactly what you're saying, and I hear what you're saying, and I get it. But it's final 5. It's just, it's time. Like, it's, I'm so worried about it because it's like you need to make this move, but you're gonna wait. Like, it just seems ridiculous.
I'm gonna wait because right now he's a number for me. Yeah. Because I don't have any numbers right now.
You could have a number, Kaela.
Because I can't play for HOH, so I can't solidify myself in that final 3.
Yes.
And I can play for veto, but so can everybody else.
Yeah.
And not one person is picking me. And if Derek's out of this game, I'm the next to go. You guys are taking out each other. You guys can more likely beat each other.
But I don't beat either of them in a jury. Maybe Will. But we have different separate
Okay, if I was in a
games.
final 2, how do you see the situation going if you and I were in a final 2?
With myself? We've had very different games on pretty much opposite sides of the house.
Yeah.
So I think both of us would have a contending kind of like difference between each other. I would have cut my 2 alliance members at that point, and you would have cut your showmans. So it's kind of like, oh, which one would they pick? I think you've had stronger relationships for longer with some of those people, which again, I think will in the end be how the jury decides, is that if they have experienced the gameplay with that person to prove that
I could see like me having Derek, you having Paris and Will.
I don't think that I would if I cut them.
They would be loyal because if I cut Derek, I would still have Derek.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see Paris. You guys are all going to vote for each other no matter what.
Likely not, but that's okay. But I know how I would like to vote. But for the purpose of this, then let's go for that.
Between you and I, Ryan's a toss-up because he hates me, but he hates you. But I think he hates me more.
No, but you were the one who evicted him. And he says, own your lies, own all that stuff. You have lots more to own up to than I do. So I think that Ryan would vote for you.
Okay. Allie and Liv were on your side because of the Paris and Will thing.
But do you think if you cut your showmans, they would still be on my side?
I think Olivia, maybe, because she's less emotional, and I think Allie would be yours.
I don't think so. I told Allie that there was no reason I would ever give her my vote in this game, so I think that she would go into, there's no reason I would ever give...
You would have Johnny 100%.
I don't think so. At all? Oh my god, really?
Yeah, no, because Johnny, before walking out the door, he was like, this would be very interesting. Final 2 would be Paris and Maddy. He said it before he left.
So that means that you think he would vote for me? My vote. I don't think so.
Yeah. I've had a certain connection with every single person in that jury.
I have not.
But bad connection or a good connection. With Ryan, it was all bad. There was not one good connection there, but there was something between us that he knows.
It's still game experience,
the game experience.
It's still game experience.
Between Allie and Liv, this whole, waiting out things, being truthful but willing to do whatever. And there's actually a lot more between Allie and Liv and I than a lot of people know.
Well, there is you following through on eventually there's an expiry date and who shoots first. You shot first. So that even more makes me think that Allie would vote for you. I do. I still think that all of this is only conditional upon you cutting your showmans, and I don't think you will have the opportunity to cut your showmans.
I just think final 5 is way too early because the odds are not in my favor afterwards. And as much as you can promise me, it's just something that...
You still don't think that you would be successful among us in a veto if Derek wasn't there?
Not the mental one, no.
You've already beat me in a mental competition.
Yeah, but this one has a lot... It's more in-depth mental. That one was like a very chance mental where I, like... Even Derek was saying he was watching or whatever, and you got answers right away. And there's ones where he was literally like, okay, we need an answer now. That was me every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time being like, I don't know. And I know these ones are running around and being timed.
Yes.
And I know I'm going to be like, oh my God, I don't know. Yeah. Because that's just how I second guess myself at situations. And I know I won't beat you.
Okay.
I know I won't beat you.
Interesting.
In a mental comp.
And you really think that Derek is not going to just let himself steamroll the other two in a final 3? Because those two are not going to win any of those competitions.
Because Derek's very confident and has said several times that he can beat me. And I've been letting him say it.
That's fine.
Because that's what he needs to hear.
But then if you think that you're not going to choose between all those options and you're not going to do a good job, you're still convincing yourself that you're going to win that veto. It's a time competition that Derek is also going to play. He's still going to beat you in that veto. If that is your philosophy, like, applicable to me, it's still applicable to Derek. I still think that he would choose to go to the end with, well, eventually take Will to final 2, but he knows that he would beat Will and Paris in the final, like, little area.
So what happens if you end up going to jury?
Yes.
And Derek took me to final 3?
And Derek took you to final 3?
Yeah.
I would be very surprised.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And would you be like, wow, Kaela knew what she was talking about kind of thing?
I guess I would have to be, yeah. I don't know. I can't even really imagine that that would be true.
What would you do if I, like, somehow convinced Derek to take me to final 2?
To final 2? If you choose that in final 2?
If he won.
If he won and he took you to final 2? Oh my God, I would totally vote for you. Yeah, are you kidding me?
No, he wouldn't do it anyway.
I know. But I'd be like, girl, you're magic.
Yeah.
I think that this is such a unique opportunity. I've never seen anyone do it. It is ridiculous.
I know he won't do that anyway, but I just wanted to know.
No, for sure. Anyone would. Are you kidding? Anyways.
Yeah, I know the situation's not going to happen, but it's almost just
He's
like...
He's going to give himself the easiest ride because everyone's here for $100,000. He doesn't owe you anything. You don't owe me anything. You don't owe him anything. Nobody owes anybody anything. You have a chance to take a shot.
And the thing is like, if we're in a final 3, he can't play in both.
Pardon me?
He can't play in the physical and the mental.
Yeah.
And whoever's in that final 3, if I'm there, I need to make sure I can beat at one of them. If Derek can beat me at the other.
I understand.
So if we're in the physical, honestly, I've won buttoned up over him. I just won this comp over him. Depending what it is, I might be able to win the physical over him.
You think that you'll win the first part over, like, part 1, you mean?
Yeah, part 1. I could win it over Derek.
Okay.
And if I do, I go to round 3, and he's in the mental, he's going to win it, no matter what, because it's a mental one. And then we'll both show down in something that's always a chance.
Well, it's not about the jury members in Canada, though. It's about trivia. It's like literally A and B option trivia at that point.
Yeah.
So if that other philosophy is true about a mental competition,
but it's A and B trivia about your house guests.
But it's still trivia, though. It's like what happened to them. It's not what about, like, because you know how in the US it's actually kind of annoying. It's kind of like your best guess is A and B. From my recollection anyway, it's not like that in Canada. It's about, did this one, how many days safe did so-and-so have, A or B, whichever answer. That's too simple of a question, but you know what I mean. It's still a mental competition with 2 options. I just think that...
Yeah, no, the option thing is not my thing.
Exactly. So it looks like, in general, it's still not in your best interest for him to be there at all. It's not.
Yeah.
But in the next HOH competition, he will likely win of whoever is there because it's Derek and that's what happens. And then he is there.
But the thing is if I go to that final 3 with 2 other people...
Yes.
And I'm still not winning that final one if I do get myself there. And then no one's taking me. They're taking each other.
I don't think that in next week's scenario, it makes sense for me... Like, if I should be there in the final 4, and if I, obviously it doesn't matter who wins HOH, but for example, if I win HOH, I'm in the final 3. Of the people who are still there, it is not in my best interest to bring either people who have had the same type of relationships that I've had with these people, except much stronger. It's not. You just did the comparison of the 2 games. Just because I might be able to explain myself better than Will doesn't necessarily mean I get the votes, and I do not win against Paris in that jury. I do not.
No.
So, it's right there. But you just broke down how that final 3 HOH goes, and if Derek is there, you were not successful. So why are you giving him the shot to get there? Because when we get to that final 4 and it's HOH, and he wins that HOH, he is there. How are you going to beat him when you get there? And you just said he's not taking you to final 2.
He's not taking me to final 2, but I feel like I can beat him.
In the final 3 HOH?
Yeah.
Oh, Kaela.
I know that
you just told me that you wouldn't. You just did.
Well, it kind of depends. I don't know. At this point, I really don't know.
Yeah.
But it's still better odds than going with you 3 together because you're not going to go against each other. As much as you say that you're going to.
But they're going to go against me.
They are going to go against you.
So why would I go?
Because of your moral obligation to them that you explained so hard yesterday to me.
I explained a moral obligation while I was in the middle of being in tears yesterday.
No, you were actually very focused with yourself. Remember, we were sitting on the bed and I asked you those questions. We hugged it out after, and you're like, I'm more at peace with everything that's happened. I just feel bad that this is what game. You do.
I was referring to the fact that I would cut them. My moral obligation to them as people is not to trash talk and all that stuff. But when it comes down to it, I can recognize that there are two humans that are not taking me anywhere I need to go, and I need to figure that shit out. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying my moral obligation is to continue to treat them like an alliance, because they are not treating me like an alliance. In fact, Will is treating Derek like an alliance more than he's treating any of us. So it's more divided than it ever has been. I have no intention
because Will thinks that Derek's going to win and take him there.
Exactly right, but that's fine. That's Will's game. He's watching out for his own game. Right now, me watching out for my own game, I understand that these two people are, first of all, probably not going to win the competition and take me anywhere. I have the choice of who I take should the pool get down to myself, you, and the two of them. And I cannot choose them because they would not choose me back. I need somebody who's going to choose me. Multiple times this game you have chosen me. Last week
I would choose you over them.
Multiple times during this week when we were trying to figure to make that impossible.
Here's a question for you then.
Yes.
How come you're fighting so hard for me to get rid of Derek instead of fighting for you to stay over Paris?
I think that that's just something I'm going to have to do when I get there. But I've already made it very clear that I don't think that very many of us beat her in the jury.
But then how come you're not more like, keep me this week?
Okay.
Then
that's actually a good question. I see where you're coming from.
Because right now you're trying to make me go against my own ally and almost proving to me that you're not willing to go against your own.
That is fair.
So that's why it's even more non-believable.
I see
because you're fighting so hard for me to get rid of Derek than for you to
even
say pick me over Paris.
It's like making you weaker. I see where you're coming from. I think that none of us can beat Derek, which is what my issue is right now with that. Right now there's a veto that still hasn't been played, and I'm not up against Paris on the block until I'm officially up against Paris on the block. That's how it works. When it comes down to one of us staying between Paris or I, Paris beats us all in this game right now because she has the superior jury management to all of us. They all have experience working with her in this game. Some of them have soft spots like Ryan. There's a whole conglomeration of things going on in there right now. And honestly, I think that overall, it is riskier to keep her because if she is in the end with you, she will win. But that's really all I have to say about Paris specifically. Our game relationship is what it is. She would continue to pick Will over me. I have no interest in picking anybody else right now. It is what it is. But that's all I can really say specifically about her game. It's just what it is. And I think that when she comes down to campaigning against me, it won't necessarily be about any of that. I can't really predict what she'll say, but for me, for that angle, I can't go to the end of Paris because Paris beats me. And I think Paris beats everybody else too. Maybe not Derek. I don't think Derek. I think Derek does beat Paris.
How do you think Derek beats Paris?
Competition wins, a good ally that went through, and I think he does have solid relationships with those people because just like you have worked with a lot of those people in hand with him. Although it may have been a lot of your influence, you won't be the one standing there to pitch your influence. You'll be in the jury. See?
Then why does Derek beat me?
Derek beats you. Actually, if the two of you are standing together, which is an unlikely scenario, I think you do win. But I don't see the two of you standing there together.
Because right now we're tied. 4-4 competitions. And do you see people in the jury as a stronger relationship to Derek or a stronger relationship to me?
I haven't played your game, so I'm not sure.
So
I think it's about even.
That's something about explaining how you did what you did.
I think it's about even.
Because right now we're 4 competitions wins each. We've each worked with each other in this game to get each other to a certain point. And then it kind of just depends how we ended up utilizing the people that we worked with.
For sure.
In your relationship-wise to me, or to Derek and I, who do you feel like the connection, the reason for our connection together?
Oh, it's obviously you.
With Paris, do you think our connection is because of Derek or because of me?
I can't say. I'm not Paris.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess you can't really give opinions. Those
Each
are things
individual
I have to
person will have to
make
that decision. But if you're standing next to him, he can pitch the exact same shit.
Yeah. And I feel like if I was sitting there, I feel like when he gets there, he's going to pitch a lot of my shit.
Well, if he gets
there,
how
I feel.
If he gets there. But right now,
there's a lot of things that he has done that is actually me.
Right now, on Thursday, he goes into a Final Four HOH competition, which statistics show he will likely win. I'm not saying he will, but he probably will. So if he wins that, he is in that Final 3. And like you already said, he beats you in that Final 3 competition. And like you already said, he does not take you there. So he gets to make those points that you have done at a jury with you sitting there going, well, maybe you didn't, maybe it was me, but you don't get to talk. That's done.
Yeah.
They already talked to the jury. And you can say as much as you want to say about your moves. He's the one who gets to stand there, and they represent him standing there because he got there because of those moves. So you got him there, whether you're there beside him or not. You know it's true. Don't let him get there. And if you want to leave me on the block and have me pitch against Paris all week, you know I'm not going down without a fight.
Yeah, I know.
But it's not about attacking her as a game player. It's about the realistic set of shit that we have to deal with now, which is final 2 jury management.
What would your situation be if it was me, Derek, you, and Will next week?
Me, Derek, you, and Will. I think that Derek would likely win the HOH again, just like on probability and stuff. And he has beaten me in every mental competition that I have come very close in. For example, the ones I have done the best in, you have beat me in one, and he's beaten me in all the rest. So if it's any kind of mental component, he beats me. I think we probably have a decent shot at each other in that veto that is mental in those decisions. I think physically he's more capable, so I think if there's an edge, it's going to go to him. If we trip up on a question, maybe not. We're obviously going to study really hard. He will have you to study with, and I will have myself to study with. So that will be a big, big advantage for him. You guys will go together. Again, physically you have a leg up on me, so maybe that is a contender thing because you guys will be studying together, so you'll be able to get it done. Just for the argument's sake, Derek wins the veto. He does not take you. Sure, I get into final 3. I can try to win against Derek.
But if he won HOH, he can't. He's not taking anyone.
Oh, right. So,
it's who's off the block.
It's who's off the block. So Will and I would be the ones on the block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm off the block.
So you're off the block, and you're the person who gets to vote.
Yeah.
And you take Will.
I'd still go to final 3 though.
Yeah,
and
you do.
Derek didn't cut me because he wins HOH. If he wins HOH, he doesn't get a chance to cut me.
You're right.
So that's where I see the flaw in the reason why you think that Derek's going to cut me.
But I think that in the end, you still don't get to final 2 because if he wins if he wins the HOH next week, he goes to final 3, and you already said you don't think you can beat him, and that is where he cuts you. But what you want is the opportunity to cut him, which I don't think will happen in final 3. I think this is your opportunity to do it.
So we do this. Derek wins HOH next week.
Yes.
You win the veto.
Yes.
Me and Will are on the block.
Yes. You and Will are on the block. I would vote to keep you because I've given you my word that I would.
But if I saw this situation and you kept Will and took me out.
But Will and
Derek won the final HOH, he's not taking you.
When the final HOH, he's taking Will. So Will needs to go.
But if Will leaves and you took me, and it was me, you, and Derek, you're guaranteed final 2 no matter what.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even think of it that way.
Literally.
But if you think that I would, because maybe I would. Derek probably wins the physical. Maybe you would actually win the physical at that point. So Derek and I show off in that mental competition. Again, it's a toss-up. Maybe I do win, maybe I don't.
And then it's me and you in the end.
In the end,
and Derek
the trivia.
beats everybody no matter what.
But me and you win the trivia, so then I do take you. Or you win the trivia, and then you do take me.
I would take you anyway.
So then
because
we're
I can't
taking
take
each
Derek.
other.
Yeah.
But
literally.
I need to be there for that to be possible.
And that's how I almost see the final 3, if I'm in there, that no one wants to take Derek. Because Derek beats everybody.
Yes.
And the only way Derek
But you're going to
can
get Derek to final 3? You're going to get Derek to final 3 for that to even be an option for people to choose?
I think it's more gutsy.
It is.
If I could do it.
You know what's more gutsy? Is cutting him down. That's what you're scared of, I think. And I don't think
I'm scared of being in a house with you. Like you weren't even saying keep me over Paris. It was get rid of Derek. And
because
keep
right
Paris
now the situation
Will.
is that we're talking about a veto potentially being used.
And then even just how before you guys couldn't go against each other, you had to always vote together. There just hasn't been one thing to make me be you know what, I really think you would choose me in the end.
So when it came down to looking at...
I do believe you would choose me,
yes,
but I don't think you would choose me over them.
I understand.
You choose me in every other situation, but not when it comes to
This is interesting then, because this is all actually based on the assumption that I'm your target this week. Am I your target this week?
Only in a mental aspect.
I understand.
And Paris is in a social aspect, so there hasn't been a...
Okay, because I came to all this knowing in my mind that I'm your target this week.
No, there's not a specific target. There's 2 different players for me.
Yes.
There's the social, which Paris I think beats a lot of people, which is why I didn't want to
Everybody left.
Yes, yeah. So that's why I did not want her to have never been touching the block, a thing that she could use. Reason I put her on that block.
I understand.
Because now she's on the block.
Yeah.
And with you, I can't beat you in a mental comp.
You already did.
I did, but there's that, if anyone could beat me, it's you, is how I feel.
And Derek.
And Derek, too.
Yep.
Yeah. but there's two people.
It is the same argument still for both of us.
It is the same, but I know right now Derek would pick me.
So when it comes down to, we're going to look at Paris and I now instead of a veto, because this
I feel like I have a reason why all of you three are threats for me.
Yes.
Will physically, you mentally, Paris socially.
Okay.
You're three separate players for me.
Yes, definitely. So when it comes to...
And then I see Derek as my only ally right now because none of them are picking Derek. So right now,
Will picks Derek.
But right now, Will picks Paris and you over Derek.
Ooh, I don't think that's true.
If
it was true, he would have stayed on the voodoo doll yesterday.
I think Will was looking out for his own game and no one else's.
Yes.
For the fact to guarantee him Final Four.
No.
But the thing is, as I won, Derek didn't. Derek made that deal. I didn't.
Exactly, but it still shows that Will picks Derek. Because Derek made a deal on behalf of you. It was not his deal to make. He had not won the veto yet. And he assured Will because he wants Will to choose him in the end. And we all know that Will's not choosing you because he said it on that bed when you guys were talking back and forth. Which is interesting now because you didn't put him on the block. So his allegiance to Derek goes far, far beyond any of this stuff, and Will is going to choose Derek, I think, above anybody else in this game right now. I do not think he's going to choose me, obviously, and I don't think he's going to choose Paris, but I am not Will, and I can't say what Will would or wouldn't do. This is just my look at it, just like I think my look at it differs than yours right now about what I think
the thing is, if Derek and Paris were on the block, Will would vote to keep Paris.
I don't think that's true.
I think it's true because he would get rid of Derek if he could, to better his own chances.
Okay, so let's take that kind of idea into consideration. Let's say Derek and Paris end up on the block this week in the magical world that I have come up with in my own head right now.
No, yeah, so I talk options like that.
Yes.
Maddy, I'm the person that picks out, I'll take a situation, put out 10 scenarios, and so if one of these 10 scenarios happen, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I've been waiting all game
to have these candid conversations with you, so it's kind of nice.
God. I've been doing this all game. Okay. I'm not joking.
So here we go. So here we do this together. Okay. We have Derek and Paris on the block.
Yeah.
We have Will voting, and because I'm off the block, I'm voting. Derek votes to keep Will.
Yeah.
You think? You know him better than me.
If Will and Paris are on the block, who's on the block?
Sorry. Will,
yeah, I was just like, I'm right confused now. Okay,
I've confused my fingers. Okay. Derek's on the block.
Yeah.
Will votes to keep Derek. Do you think?
No.
Okay.
Derek's on the block. Derek goes home. Because this is exactly what you're trying to get me to do right now.
No, I do. No, I want Derek to go home. Trust me, that is my objective in this thing right now. I still think that Will would vote to keep Derek.
I don't think so.
Okay, so Will votes to keep Paris then.
Because he can beat Paris in the end, is how he feels.
Okay. Then I would vote to keep Paris in that situation too, considering that Derek is my bigger threat, and then Derek's gone. Okay, then the three of us
So Will does not pick Derek in the end. He picks Paris over Derek.
I really don't know if he would. Right now, I think that Derek is promising
He would
him
for the fact that
two.
he knows that he can beat Paris over Derek. Right now, he's choosing Derek because Derek is semi-resembling the side of power, which Will has followed all game, to ensure that he goes further. And the fact that he was on Allie's side for a little bit was because he thought that Allie could keep him safe, and he was worrying about himself first, and then everyone else is secondary, which is why you had the shit end of the stick if they picked that side.
No, I do understand that for sure.
And then I came in here and reiterated that I want all three of you, because if Allie would have won, all three of you wouldn't have made it to Final Five.
No, exactly right, which is what happened. And
which is why Will is on Derek's side right now.
Yes.
Because Will was on Derek's side when Derek was HOH. Will was on my side when I was HOH.
Yes, I understand.
And I know that from previous experience.
So then is there something there that makes you wary?
About Will? I don't think Will is picking Derek no matter what over everyone else. I think if Derek was against someone, he would pick always the other person. He just thinks Derek will pick Will. So that's why Will is very much Derek right now.
Do you think Derek will pick Will? Because I do.
I do too.
Yeah. Huh. So is that, you would say that Derek would be your only ally at that point. That doesn't mean that Derek's only ally is you.
So the only thing is,
wouldn't you want it to be isolated to you guys?
People will pick me if I'm up against Derek. If I'm up against anyone else, no one's picking me. Because people know Derek's stronger than me.
I understand.
Or people think Derek's stronger than me.
Okay, so then here is the thing. You don't vote this week as HOH. It's myself and Paris on the block.
I vote a tiebreaker.
It's not going to be a tie. Will's going to vote to keep Paris. I don't think Derek will do what you say, because I think I'm Derek's biggest obstacle in this game right now. So then I'm out. And then these two pick each other or whatever. It's not an ideal circumstance for you. And I'm not saying I'm your last chance, because I'm not by no means your last chance. You're going to win whatever you need to win if it comes down to it. But if you have a pool of competition that is not in your ideal circumstance, and you don't win that veto, and you believe that you will go to Final 3 with him, I just don't think that that is what's going to happen. I really don't. Because in the end, even though I know that you've had a tremendous amount of influence on Derek, because trust me, I have seen this game, I think for what it is, very clearly, a lot of this, not all the time.
What do you see?
I think that he is going to not leave it up to a maybe. I think he's just going to take the sure thing, which is taking Paris and Will to Final 3, just getting it done, because he knows there's no chance that he is going to lose in that situation. And he stands up next to Will, who is not going to have as easy of a time, explaining just the path, because he hasn't really been as actively a part of it as Paris has. To my observation, of course, I haven't been part of all of those things.
How do you think Derek sees me?
I think Derek sees you as a necessity up until this point. I think that if roles were reversed right now, and for some reason the HOHs went differently, I think he would backdoor you.
Do you think he would backdoor me?
I really do, because it's a chance on a maybe, and not because Derek sees me as his biggest threat in this house right now, and there are not a lot of threats to him left. He sees you as an ally up until the expiration date, and I believe that right now the expiration date for you two is now. Why would you leave it to a maybe? This is the most this game has ever been in your hands. Ever. It's Final 5. You won the HOH and the veto. It's completely in your hands right now. It stresses me out. No one has ever made a move this bold as the girl, and I hate to make it about girls and boys, but it is. As the female member of the showmance, they have never done this.
I don't see it as that, because when it came to, for example, last year, Ika and Dimitri, I saw Ika as the stronger of the two.
But she never got an opportunity to cut him, and you have an opportunity to cut him.
Yes, but she wouldn't have done it until Final 3.
How do we know? She never got the opportunity to do it. He won all the competitions. We don't know. We do not know that.
Yeah, true. She would have never won the Final 3 comp.
Thank you.
But,
and you can't compare your relationship to those ones.
No, I can't compare my relationship to anyone, because
of course not.
I'm not
and
similar
you're your
to
own
anybody.
Player. Like,
I am very much my own player.
Yes.
I'm not Derek's, but
and have him, like, when you talk about because you know, obviously we've watched the show, like, they have their jury, you know, panels and all this stuff and this and that, and they discuss amongst themselves for some people weeks about how this game has gone and how they view it, but they don't watch what happens. So they can talk about their own perception of the game together amongst themselves, and it really is the whole collective impression that is spoken to for 2 minutes and then goes to vote. But I can bet that most of the people in those chairs, once they see the third or the final member of the jury walk out, they know who is left. They already have had a great idea of who they would vote for in those predetermined scenarios.
Yeah.
I understand that you have a phenomenal argument, because I have seen how you've played this game and it's amazing. I don't think that argument in that 2 minutes is going to be enough for them to pick the other key. I don't think it is. Especially against somebody like Paris, who they know they're in and out of this game. They know all these other things. I think if you sit there with Derek in the
Paris
jury,
is going to.
I just use her as an example.
Okay. Yeah.
It could be any of us.
Yeah.
I do think that with Derek in a jury, like I said, if he was standing up there, these are all his moves, because he's the one making the speech, and you sit in the jury, you don't get to make it. Opposite way around too. He can't claim credit for any of these things. We just have to take what you say as face value and decide whether or not it has earned $100,000. This is a $100,000 decision, and you're leaving it up to a maybe, and it's stressful.
No, but you're just as much as a maybe as he is.
I guess that's actually as accurate as you can put it. I totally understand. But you have a better chance of beating me.
Only because
we're more even as competitors. In fact, any of the times that you're saying that you have, like, it's come down to both of us and you've won. I understand that it's threatening, and I understand where it's coming from, but we already talked about how I'm the 5th of 5 right now. I totally get how this is working. It's still so much better of a shot that you're giving yourself, and honestly so much better of a shot for me. Both of us have a better chance with the two of us in this game, but with him, he steamrolls both of us, and he sure as hell steamrolls 2 of these people.
I don't think he steamrolls me.
I don't think he steamrolls you, but I think in the end, when it comes down to it, and it's not that I don't have faith in you, because I do. It's not about me telling you that you're not capable, because you are capable. As you just said, it's the same comp record for both of you right now. It's impressive stuff, and I haven't been able to accomplish those things. So in addition, I don't have any actual physical, like, hey, I won this thing, to back up how I think that I've performed in this game.
No, I know you've blah, blah, blah. I mess my words up all the time. I know you have performed in this game, and you don't need to even tell me, because I've seen it in the way that you're an individual.
Yes.
When a lot of people aren't. But you were very individual, who would not go against your own people, which made me see that you are very loyal to the point where you would have ruined your own game to be loyal.
I do see where you're coming from with that. Right now, I can't be loyal anymore. It's what it comes down to. It's Final Five, it's no deals, it's all these things. They choose each other, so why would I choose them?
Which is one of the reasons how I changed Paris's mind about keeping me.
Yes.
Did you know that?
I haven't talked to her really all that. We've had a week. We're not communicating on the level that you think that we are right now.
Because you know, at all. Like, do you even know how they came to the conclusion to be like, okay, yeah, I will keep Kaela? Because I know you were gung-ho, and they weren't.
Yes, I was.
But do you know how?
You guys had that conversation. But whatever it was discussed again on the couch. So and not that you did a bad job, because they were conclusive enough to tell you in this room.
No, because Allie confused them for a minute with her speech.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. But, like, she was trying to explain it that it's what Will wanted.
Yes.
And I was like, cool, love to know that you're playing Will's game here. And she was like, no, I'm not playing Will's game. This is just what's best for all of us. And I was like, well, when it comes down to it, as a player of this game, I respect people who can own their own moves.
Yes.
Almost like what, you remember how Ryan left and he was like, own your lives, own your moves and stuff? It's basically like that. That's exactly how I see this game. I was like, if you choose to make a move, make sure it's your own move and not someone else's.
I still think
which is, I know how
that
you're seeing it as a Derek thing, but even with the whole Paris thing with the vote.
Oh, God, I don't think that Derek convinced them to keep you at all. I think that's completely your...
Oh, no. I told Derek not to campaign for me all week.
Yeah.
Derek hasn't talked to anyone because I wanted to make sure if I stayed, it was because of me.
Yeah, for sure.
And not because of anyone else.
Okay, I thought that's what you were trying to clarify. I was
no. Just like talking to her about, because she was trying to explain the reason she wanted to vote for Allie was not because of her. I knew her and Allie had Allie and Liv had a connection. Yeah. Because, I'm not going to lie, Allie, Liv, and I actually weren't enemies in this game.
No, I didn't think that you ever were. It was surprising. Like, what are these, like, yelling things that I'm hearing about? I had no, like... It seems like this big animosity that started between you. Like, just like that you guys, not necessarily yelling, but like that you guys have been at odds the whole time. Because to me it's been very clear that a lot of those things. Yeah.
So in week 3, I feel like I'm just going to tell you my whole game.
Don't worry. Okay, then don't.
Okay.
I'll take what you're saying.
No, and the fact that I just don't want to like it to be shared with everyone else.
No, I understand.
Yeah, but no, like in week 3, like obviously we were at odds because it was put out there that they wanted to go after me, and I kind of found out about it and confronted them, and we had this odds thing. And ever since, it's like I knew there was that trust that was broken there. We could never work with them, but like we saved each other for the triple. No. We came up with that, and we let everyone else think that we were all at odds for the whole entire game, but they were actually my #1 allies in the game.
That's something I confronted Allie about, and she did a terrible job lying about it, just so you know.
Yeah, that's okay.
Not as if she should have done better. I'm just like, it's not that and that's why I think that in the end, even though some of us will know about those things, you only have 2 minutes to tell us. And even though they might be there saying, yeah, it's true, we don't, like, even though I was suspicious of it, doesn't mean that I knew it was true by any means.
No, so it was a thing that happened in the HOH that I came up with.
Okay.
Because I told them, and I was like, listen, like, instead of being at odds and stuff, I was like, let people think that. They're all going to sit back and let us shoot at each other, and they won't take a shot. And Johnny and Erica's, I was actually really close with Erica, and I did cut her because
she was just the best. Like
she was the best. It was an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. Yeah. And at the same time, her and Johnny, I knew they were coming after me. Their closest allies were Allie and Liv. They had a 4. Yeah. But the thing is Johnny and Erica underestimated Allie and Liv's relationship with me.
I see.
Because of how close I was with them. Yeah. And they actually told me that Erica and Johnny were coming after me.
Okay, so there you go. So take out Erica then.
And I took out Erica. Yeah. And they didn't want me to.
I see.
But I did it anyway because they didn't want me to.
Well, it's your move anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I know, but like the fact that she was a number for them, she was a number for me, and she did want Derek out before me. Yes. But at this point, I needed Derek still in this game.
These are very, like, they're intricate circumstances, which makes it actually that much more impressive. But when you do have your limited amount of time to explain these things...
Oh, yeah, it's hard to explain it. You have, like, what, 2 minutes?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I do get all of that. I think that overall this still kind of skims over the opportunity that we're looking at this point. Because I do believe that you have been the driving force of these moves. It's what I have seen. I cannot say that everybody else will see that. I haven't spoken to them because I'm not in the jury house yet. No. I do know that if you didn't take this opportunity, it would be very, very disappointing. Yeah. Not only because I'm going home, which is obviously the reason why it would be crappy, but it's not about that. It's about how that is just such a signed, sealed, and delivered, like, thing to be like, you can't top this.
But the thing is if I say I don't listen to you.
Yes.
And I do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And at the end of this game, and you see me sitting in that final 2, and you'd be like, wow, she didn't listen to me and she still got there.
Who are you with?
Does it matter?
Maybe. What have they done to get there too? There's been other
True.
things. How did Derek get out? What else has happened? How have they navigated their way to that final 2 spot?
What if I was in the final 2 and I caught Derek?
When?
In the final 3.
So you won the final 3 competition?
Say I won the final 3
which you have already said that you wouldn't win?
No, but what if I did?
If you did,
yeah,
then I would pick you.
And what happens if me and Derek, and say, I don't even know who the other third is.
Yeah.
So say there's a third.
Yeah.
And then Derek took me to
and
final
Derek
2.
took you to final 2, yeah. I would be shocked, and it would really depend on what both of you guys said, to tell the truth. I really think that is an impossible scenario, but nothing's impossible.
I think it's impossible, but right now I'm putting every single position out there as if it was possible.
Then we can finally talk candidly because there's nothing else to hide right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know that it is interesting to put all these scenarios together. I think that overall, I think it's taking a chance, $100,000 chance, not even that. It's not even like a game move, because these are all $100,000 decisions that we make in this last little bit of this game. Mm-hmm. I think betting $100,000 on a maybe instead of $100,000 on a better chance is unbelievable to me.
But this is you explaining to me that it's my better chance, but you don't know what my better chance is for me.
Yes, no, you are the person who gets to decide what it is.
Yeah.
You do. Mm-hmm. And again, like, we're not skimming over the idea of Paris and I on the block together, which is its own separate conversation. Again, it's just because we're at the stage right now where the veto still has a potential to be used.
Yeah.
I do think that if you wanted me to stay this week for whatever reason you decided, because again, as I'm reinforcing again, we don't have anybody to choose us, so I think that's just a strategic advantage in itself.
Yeah.
I don't think that I stay. So if you need me to help in any way, and any of these words and any of these things that you feel like I have to do with your best chance, because we're talking about what your best chance might be, you can kiss it goodbye after this, because Will is going to keep Paris and Derek is going to keep Paris, because Paris is easier to beat.
But what if it's not Paris that is kept at the end?
What do you mean? If it's me who
stays? Even though Derek won, I don't know. I honestly, I'm trying to look at it if every single person was to go this week. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, I understand.
Like I said, how I put out every scenario. Like Derek, like, you know, I was sitting at like the kitchen table yesterday for so long, and Derek kept coming like out of rooms and stuff, and coming up to me. He's like, "Oh my God, what are you doing? Playing out another situation that's gonna happen?" He's like, "That's all you do is play out situations." And I'm like, "Yeah, because all I do in this house is think about things." Because he goes around, he studies, and then he just plays games and talks. And then he asks me, what do I do now? And I tell him exactly what to do.
There you go.
And the thing is I don't tell him what to do. He doesn't do much other than...
He doesn't have to. He just has to reinforce what you've already decided.
Exactly.
But it still rings hollow without more of a backup.
But if Derek got to that final, other than comps and being good with everyone, as in being the nice guy, what do you think Derek has?
He's cut you.
What if he wasn't the one to cut me? What if I didn't win veto next week and Derek was HOH and Paris will cut me and say you weren't here?
He survived longer without your influence.
Survived longer without my influence? Like for
he won
1 day?
Yeah, fair enough. He won, but he still got
he still got
to
there.
final 3. Yeah.
Okay.
He survived. He either won the final or won the HOH that happens on Thursday and got himself there, or something else happened. But that's pretty much the only way that would.
But like, if you're looking at Derek as a player, other than having comp wins, being the nice guy, and having a strong ally that he's been loyal to this whole game and someone to work with like me, what do you think he has?
He chose an ally like you to get him to that point. It's amazing.
But the same for me. I chose an ally like him to get me to this point as well.
Yes, and you get to stand there and pitch it if you're there. And he gets to stand there to pitch it if he's there.
Because how I see it is, even being in a showmance, no matter what, everyone is going to be sexist and think that the male is always the stronger person.
Oh, I sure don't. Trust me.
But I know Ryan didn't see it that way either.
No, I know.
But like a lot of people do in that situation. They're just like, the male is always the stronger person to take out than the female. It's almost just like even BBUS, Jess and Cody. Jess was way more strategic, knew the game more and everything. Cody just wanted to win games and didn't care about anything.
Well, if that's
true,
they
still got Jess out first.
Then if that's true, then get him out first.
I know, but the thing is I will.
Yes.
But I can't do it at Final 5 because no one else is on my side. I mean, much as you say that you're on my side.
Yeah, you get to pick whether or not you believe that is totally your decision.
Exactly.
Yeah, I understand.
but I'm just almost just like looking in a way.
You do lose a chance of me ever being on your side if I am up on the block against Paris this week, because as much as you probably could influence Derek strongly, right now it's individual gameplay decisions, and he would cut me because he's the most threatened by me out of Paris and I, because Paris has a hefty jury resume, and I actually do feel like she is the bigger threat in the end to winning. I think that right now it'll be a let's think about competitions decision. Derek will vote me out, and will never vote against Paris if he votes me out.
No, but say you did end up in final 2 with Paris.
Like she won the final 3 HOH and chose
and
me.
took you.
Then she wins.
But she wins on a social game.
Yes.
But do you think she was just as strategic in everything as you?
She said closer relationships to everyone in this house. So I can pitch whatever I want to pitch, but they didn't experience that with me and can't validate whether or not I've stretched it, whether or not I've whatever.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're each other's best chance. And then it's the conclusion that it always comes to. But I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I'm just trying to play out every situation, ask every question
a great job.
from a different mind.
Yeah, in fact, this has opened my eyes to a few things too. Like not like secrets or anything, but the clarity aspect of it. It's nice to bounce ideas off of, because believe it or not, this is something I have not done with anybody this whole game.
And the thing is because like I could sit in a situation and do this with Derek, but I can't.
Yes.
Because he's just like, I don't know what you mean. And I'm just like, okay, so I do it a lot by myself.
Yeah.
And then when I come up with an idea, I'm like, Derek, this is what we're doing.
Okay.
And then he's just like, okay, you know this game, I don't. And this just is what it is.
Yeah.
So, like, this is exactly what I do with myself half of the day.
Yes.
Every single day is exactly what I do.
So,
and I play out every situation, every little thing, and situations where I think, like, I can't go through or anything, I go around, I will go under, I will go over.
Yep.
And because I can't go through.
I completely see that and what's happening. Again, just because I recognize it doesn't mean everybody else does. And to be honest, if I go home,
because I haven't done the jury management thing where, like, I've gone and talked to Johnny and told him everything that I did. I didn't tell Ryan everything that I did.
Well, you shouldn't. Like, it's...
No, exactly. No. Like, I didn't tell...
It's not like in the last 15 minutes before
they just
eviction.
know the experience, like, things we've done 100%. Together in this game. So it's almost just
then give them something to vote
and that's
for.
why I was like, oh, gosh, like... Of course, like, you don't know my game, but, like, obviously, at this point in the final 5, it's just, like, I'm trying to figure out what is my best scenario, and the best way to do it is talk out every scenario with people. Yeah. And the thing is I can't do that with Derek because he doesn't understand anything.
Give them something to vote for then.
But
they'll have the thing to vote for. The fact that this is literally the biggest game move of the entire season. Us keeping you and you staying through the triple was big, but this is an individual's game move that would be the biggest move of the season. I'm not going to go into the dramatics of, like, franchise history, but you know it's there.
Yeah, so say we were in final 2 together.
Me and you?
Yeah.
We have very different games, and we have the same shitty jury management, and they would just have to figure their shit out. But I have not had the opportunity to make those big moves.
But I wasn't the reason for getting out Derek, you were.
Not necessarily. You held the veto and you took him out. I could argue that we had this conversation and I sure as shit would. But in the end, a move is a move based on the hands who set everything where they belong. Yeah. So even though I had influence, which I definitely would mention, it was you who earned the HOH, it was you who earned the veto, and you who made your decision according to that. Yeah. So even though I would definitely mention it, it's still to your credit. Just as a lot of the things that have happened between you and Derek are to your credit, but it's a very long and accurately, like, complicated description, which you have to hope that you can convey in that time without the extra help, basically. But this is just a check, like, holy shit, like, she was capable of doing something like this and she did it, and now we sit with the reason that we would vote for her no matter what there.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to get in?
If you guys are chatting, I don't know.
Okay, I'll just, we'll take a couple minutes. Yeah, do your thing.
And it's big, like, almost like double check mark on you if you convince me to get rid of Derek, I get rid of Derek, and oopsie, Kaela's gone next week.
No.
And then it's like Maddy secured her win.
But it doesn't matter because they don't pick me, so I still can't.
No, but you can win next week and just take yourself to the final 3. No,
do you mean
say you don't win HOH next week, but you do win the veto, you're still in final 3 anyway, and you're with whoever won HOH. That's not me because I can't play, and then
but I still
then
vote.
You can vote whether to keep me or say Will sitting on the block. Say Paris won HOH.
Okay.
And then you're taking Will. You're not taking me. Because why would you take me?
Because I guess that's a good point. I didn't even really think of it that way. In the end, for some reason,
it's just there's a situation where next week I don't get picked.
Well, that's what I'm going to have to sell my soul to you to say that I'm going to do to get through this.
And I think it's more...
But they wouldn't pick me, so why would I pick them?
I think it's more of a possibility of me keeping you over Paris than it is me getting rid of Derek this week.
There's no way that you can tell both of them how to vote.
I think I could tell Derek how to vote.
You think that he would honestly listen when it's very clear that I am the biggest, that's Derek's move, but Derek's best move is to get rid of me?
No, Derek tells me he can beat you.
He can beat me. He has beaten me.
At a mental, so.
Okay.
He's...
So you think that the best chance at us in this going on is for me to stay on the block and there be a tiebreak vote?
No, if it could be more of a convinced tiebreak vote. I just know I'm not going to put Derek on the block.
Okay.
So if there was a chance where I would want you to stay in the end, it is more possible than me actually putting Derek on the block, because at this point I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Of the other alternatives, would you want me to be off the block at all?
Between...
Because I understand that would mean that Will would go up, and I'm not pitching for Will to go up. But for you to secure something with me and for me to be off the block, obviously you completely control how I vote at that point, because I'm off the block.
No, because I wouldn't want to control how you vote.
No, but we would have a discussion at that point, because you're keeping me because we're going to try to make something work there.
Yeah.
And out of Will and Paris, we'd have to decide what the best option is. So there you go.
And we already know it's not Paris when it comes to Paris.
No, it isn't. Do you want me to prove and make a decision like that? Because that would be your opportunity to see it happen.
Again, that's something I think I would have to think about for a while. That's something I can't really give an answer for.
For sure. Yeah. But that is an option as well, because it's not as if the only replacement nominee alternative right now is Derek. It isn't.
No.
I'm trying to figure out how I can, first of all, get to Final Four, and second of all, the two people that are not getting fucking chosen in this game can try to figure some shit out right now. Because right now that's what's going on. And I know that you're worried about my decisions and worried who I would choose. Put me in a corner and make me pick then.
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely something to think about for sure, and that's not something I have dismissed.
Yeah.
Because I think I have personally dismissed the Derek option of going home this week, only because I still think he's a number on my side at the point of a Final Five. Not later, but right now, yes, because that's what I need right now.
Understandable.
Because right now I'm already guaranteed Final Four, but I still think a 2-2 is better than a 1-3.
I get what
and it's just the odds. We played with the odds, and it worked in our favor before. I don't know how your relationship is and how strong that is, and the point where I just know you wouldn't go against them before, so I can't see it happening now. And the fact I've been iterating since day one that I would go against Derek in a Final 3 situation, but if he is going to even, it's just as much as I've been working with him in this game for him to attach himself to me, and it gets him further, me attaching myself to him also gets me further.
I do think so if he decides that it's true. But it is just as, like you said, I cannot determine your relationship just like you can't determine my relationship. There's an option to force me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And like Derek knows I'm going to cut him, and I know Derek's going to cut me.
Yeah.
So we're both like very aware of that.
Yeah.
And we've even talked to other people about cutting each other.
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
And it's been like very well known.
Yeah.
And it's just to the point where...
It's actually my favorite show, man. It's so straightforward. Like, overall, I just enjoy the, like, directness of the whole thing. That's just me as a person. Because before it was, like, crying in the DR. Like, I love the... Like, I know you fall in love in this house because it's this house, and I was just bawling my eyes out the other day about actually making a game move and explaining something. Anyways. But with you guys of how straightforward you are, I've said from early on.
The thing is like with Derek and I, we were never that showmance like other showmances. It's a very much a best friendship.
Yeah.
It's been like that the whole season. It hasn't been like that intimate showmance that everyone else always has. Because I came in here to play a game.
Yeah.
Obviously, I do care about Derek, and if like this was real life, there would be potential.
Of course. Yeah.
But again, I'm a realist. In everything that I think the more realistic situation where I don't get my hopes up for this fairy tale land, because I'm not like that.
Oh God, I know.
I was when I was 19, 20, 21, and then
Kaela.
I came to a very lots of experiences that got me to a. You are smart. You have a good head on your shoulders. Don't you think
for
those types of things?
Yeah,
but
no, I get it.
Yeah, but like it's almost like we're best friends, but we don't have that intimate connection where I would literally break my heart. It would break my heart to cut him, but I would still do it because it's a game and I know what I came here for.
You came here for $100,000.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I do. I think that I'm going to reiterate again and again that this is your chance. This is your chance. This is your chance. I see if it isn't. When it comes down to the two of us, like I said, I have nothing bad to say and throw anyone under the bus. I think jury management-wise, Paris is superior to me and you. Both of us.
Yeah. And the thing is Paris is bitter too. Very, 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 very bitter. As in, whoever cuts her does not have her vote.
I know.
Yeah.
But a cut is a move.
Because I feel like Paris is the person that's like, I will hate you unless I'm in final 2.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
But then again, when you did out then votes, that negates one of your votes. Like when you worked out votes for different people in final 2, if that's true, that negates Paris's vote for me. When we've been playing out scenarios. It doesn't really matter. But if she is bitter,
because I would cut Paris this week. It wouldn't be you.
Yeah, actually, that's true. But it would be the votes against, too, that would really ring true. But you're right. It's the hand that does it.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's your move.
Erica's not blaming other people. Erica's blaming me for getting her out.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny's not blaming you and Paris and Will. Blaming Derek.
Yeah, but Olivia and Allie are not blaming Paris either.
Yeah, they are. They're blaming Paris and Will because they promised their vote to...
And then went back on it.
And went back on it.
That's fair. Yep, that's a move in itself, too.
Yeah.
It's not about the fact that they were up on the block by John.
No.
Well, Allie,
yeah, Allie even
Derek,
said...
You guys.
Well, I don't know if you were in the DR at the time or not when you came out, but Allie literally looked at Johnny and said, I told you I would go home if I was on the block.
Oh.
After you guys all were in there voting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember. There was
okay, you might have been in the DR.
Yeah.
But she stood up. And I was sitting on the block and heard everything because I was there. I was like, oh.
Yeah, all of us were.
Yeah, so it was like, she's like, I stood up, or she stood up and she's like, Johnny, I told you this would happen.
Yeah.
Or something like
That's
that.
nice.
Yeah.
What a day. That was a day.
Yeah. It's almost just things I have to think about. I'm not going to put Derek on the block at this point.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
And if it screws me over, you can more than likely say I told you so.
I will, but gently.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do one of these, but I'm going to say, girl, we had such a shot, and this is what happened.
Yeah.
But I didn't earn the power to make it happen, so all I can do is place blame.
Yeah. But I just think that if Derek's here, I do have a chance of getting to Final 3, even though it's a chance. And if Derek's not here, I honestly don't see a chance of me getting to that Final 3 whatsoever.
I see. So does that mean that you don't see your chances with me?
I can't see you going against them. I see your chances. Of course, I think you pick me 100% of the time.
I do.
But not over Paris and Will. And the fact if Derek's gone, Paris and Will.
What if one of them are gone?
I could see it, but that's Derek's still here too.
So then your chances are very good.
Chances are better.
Yes. Because there's 2 people now picking you when you said earlier that there wouldn't be any. So... Overall,
and I think you have a better chance in the Final 3 to win over Paris and Maddy, or Paris and Will when it comes to the Final 3 HOH.
But if I'm to stay, that automatically means one of them is gone.
But that's what it is. One of the 3 had to be gone this week for me because I knew that no matter what, if any of you won, it was Derek and I, one of us would have been gone this week.
Okay, I totally get that.
But like that's just where the... Obviously, I have people that I prefer in the 3 better. Yes, you were one of them.
Yes, I know.
The only thing that gets in my way is how I can't beat you at mental comps.
But you did beat me in a mental comp.
That was different.
Still a mental comp.
It was still a mental comp. Yeah, I tried all season to literally win a mental comp, and then literally when I had to win, I did.
Exactly.
And that's why I it was a self thing.
So then how is that any different than when you have to win, and you will?
And I have to win next week.
You still have the physical edge, and you have somebody to study with. At that point, if I survive next week, therefore I don't have someone to study with anymore. It's still an advantage. I'm still going to try. I'm not trying to downplay myself. I'm just telling you what is going to be the
But
option
if you
at that
don't
point.
think, but then say Paris is gone.
Okay.
And Will's here. You said that you can't see yourself winning over Paris, but you can see yourself winning over Will.
I think I could articulate myself better, but I still need to win.
So what would make you want to pick me over Will?
I swore that I would. And he wouldn't pick me. He would pick Derek, and he would not pick me. So why would I take somebody with me?
I think he would pick you because
it's still
Derek's
a $20,000 decision.
It is still a $20,000 decision.
And I'm not about to make a $20,000 decision for someone who's not going to make one for me back.
Yeah, no, he's not picking you at all.
See?
And I only know because I know his connections with other
to pick me?
Yeah, I do.
See?
But you said if I get to final 3 and Derek's in there's no way I'm going to beat Derek.
Yes, and then Derek will probably pick me too.
Yeah, he will pick you. But I already know he's not picking me. So, like, that's not a surprise.
But Will doesn't need to be there.
Whoever's in the final 3, if me and Derek are in the final 3, whoever's that third person is guaranteed final 2 no matter what.
But I'm not trying to get myself to be picked between the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But then at that point, Will, I don't need him around anyway, and he wouldn't choose me to be around.
Yeah, because you're guaranteed final 2. Yeah, because, like...
But I'm not playing for final 2. I don't want it to seem like I am.
No. Yeah. No, I just see that because, like, I want to get to final 3. Mm-hmm. I feel like Derek will bring me anyway because I think he's overly confident that he feels like no matter what, he will beat me. As in, like, that third HOH. Mm-hmm. As in not bring me to final 2.
So then you give him a chance to win HOH next week, which he completely would if you're not playing, and then get himself to that final 3 where he can beat you and cut you.
Yeah, but I feel like he is more overly confident than I am that he is able.
Okay, so you think that you two are very matched going into that final 3 HOH?
Yes.
You think that in the end, with the mental competition and decisions, which is the argument against me beating you?
The decision thing that only gets me is because I hate being given options. So it's almost like that's the thing that's going to trip me up the most. Yeah. But I feel like I will win one of those 1 or 2.
Oh, you'll definitely win.
I feel like if I have a chance, it will be the 1. I don't think I'll win the 2. If I end up playing for the 2 against someone, I won't win. I don't think.
But then let's say I
can win the 1.
But let's say you win the 1. You already said you wouldn't win the 2 against him, but you have beaten me in mental competitions. I think it would be a much more even chance for both of us that way.
Yeah, I think it honestly comes down to we have no idea what the comp is.
Yeah, that is true. And once again, with this veto, it's kind of funny. Like, we pretend that we know this whole time.
I know.
Yeah, I just want the best chance, and I want you to have the best chance.
I want I'm trying to do, like, what's personally best for me moving forward.
Yeah.
And I know there's some situations that are better over the other. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like there's a situation no matter what. Like, say I go to final 3. Let's just say Derek is there and I'm there. Mm-hmm. Who's that third person? I feel you can meet me mentally. Mm-hmm. I feel like Will will beat me physically.
Okay. Yeah.
And then just if I ended up in the end with Paris, she can beat me socially.
So what is your best bet?
Honestly, right now, it's just figuring out how to get past next week.
Okay. That makes sense.
That's what I'm looking at, because if I can't even get to the final 3, why am I even looking who the options for final 3 are?
I get it, but we just kind of made the conclusion that I am your best bet to get to that.
But you're my best bet that you can beat me at that mental comp next week.
But you've already beaten me in a mental comp.
But that's me putting trust in you that you'll take me instead of me putting trust in myself that I'll take myself.
That's fair. I understand that.
That's just the different way, I guess, the perspective I'm looking at.
And what about Derek winning it?
Derek winning it? I do trust that he would bring me because he's so overly confident that he could beat me no matter what, so he doesn't even care that I'm there.
So then who do you think ends up getting cut, let's say in an imaginary world where I am in Final 4?
If you were in Final 4, if you were with...
Because Paris isn't voting. Or sorry, well, Derek isn't voting because he is HOH in this scenario.
Derek isn't voting. So, see, he is HOH in this scenario.
Yeah, and he wins the veto.
I get to pick. I would pick...
What if he wins the veto, though? Because you'd be off the block, and it would be myself and whoever survives this week.
Yeah. So I would 100% pick you over Paris.
So...
And Will, I would pick you because I think I could win the physical, and Will could beat me at the physical. Because that's my thing.
Okay. So then between Paris and Will, because I'm gone.
Between Paris and Will... The thing is I wouldn't... They're 2 different people why I don't want them in the final 3.
But do you want me in the final 3?
The thing is, I feel like I can beat Paris in the final 3 HOH, but I would hate to bring her to final 2 for the fact that her social game's really good.
Yeah.
Will, he could beat me in the final HOH, but I feel like I could beat him in the final 2 situation.
Okay, so then you have an option to pick between...
And then if you were in that final HOH, I feel like, I could beat you in the physical one. You could win the mental one.
Against who's the third person? Derek?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. But even if Derek won that physical one over me, because obviously he's going to try. If he can't, if he can win the physical one, he doesn't even have to do the mental one. and then there's me and you against the mental one, and you win anyway.
But you don't know that that's true. You still have a physical edge on me, and it's mental and physical together. And once again, you've had somebody to study with this whole time, and I've been by myself.
Yeah, but we don't know what kind of studying it is.
Yeah, well, I think with the final three, even though we haven't been able to predict comps, so we can't take for granted, it is a pretty strict, like, same every season situation.
Yeah, where it is mental, but I don't know what
But it is physical. You've got to run, and it's time
and, like,
all
putting
that stuff.
things in and
yeah, exactly.
matching things or something like that. Yeah. So I honestly I'm trying to play it again. I've played it every scenario why, and it come down to there's mental, there's physical, and there's social. And those are the three people for me. And then there's Derek, who is my ally right now.
Yep. Do you think that, and without being biased, because obviously it's a pitch, this whole scenario is, do you still think that conclusively you have determined that I am still a better option for you in most of these scenarios when we talk about how it's going to evolve?
You'd be a better option for me if I could truly believe that you would pick me.
Well, I'm saying that you can believe that I would pick you because nobody else is going to pick me.
The only thing, I 100% believed this, the only thing that changed my mind was our conversation yesterday.
But our conversation yesterday, I was trying to allude to the fact that I had to do whatever I could to win my game. And I think that maybe we just misunderstood each other. But that's why right now I'm trying to come to you and being as direct as possible. I said I have to do, I came here, why did I come here? We talked about even you yelling and all that stuff. Why did I come here? To get my best shot at $100,000. And if they're not going to take me there, who is? Me. I need to something else. And who's going to take you there? You. You need something else too.
Yeah, I know that. And it's just...
And it's no longer about who said what. It's no longer about this. It's about, like you said, a physical, a social, and a mental threat against you. What do you think your best shot is? Right now, I know my best shot is you. Regardless of this power right now. It's ironic to say that because it's like,
if we were actually willing to take each other, yes, my best shot is you. But only because I have the physical and you have the mental.
Exactly.
And we can each be someone that would pick the other in a other situation.
But I don't
So that's how I see that.
Yeah.
So how I see it with Will is we're both physical. I don't think we're both on the super mental part. So that could screw me over there.
You still will beat him in a mental competition. You do know.
And then with Paris, I feel like I am more physical and maybe more mental than her. But
I actually don't know. That's hard to say. Like, I'm not saying that you're physical.
Unless it's endurance. Yeah. Then